And we have tension in the political arena that is increasing tonight. State Republican lawmakers have filed articles of impeachment against Governor Pritzker over comments that he made. And Governor Pritzker is criticizing President Trump for his response to Charlie Kirk's murder. Political reporter Ann Ahern here now with where it all stands. Ann?
Marian, those Republican state lawmakers who filed impeachment papers say it is not just the governor's response to Kirk's shooting, but it is his words that he has been using throughout this year.
I would like to hear the President of the United States, instead of pointing fingers, simply say that political violence has no place in this country.
While Governor J.B. Pritzker calls for calm after the Charlie Kirk assassination, he is also critical of President Trump's response.
We cannot rely on President Trump to tamp down the anger and the passion in the aftermath of political violence. Instead, he actively fans the flames of division.
Filling in on Charlie Kirk's podcast today, Vice President J.D. Vance blamed the left for Kirk's death.
We have to talk about this incredibly destructive movement of left-wing extremism that has grown up over the last few years, and I believe is part of the reason why Charlie was killed by an assassin's bullet.
However, Illinois Republicans point out what Pritzker said back in February, comparing the Trump administration to Nazis in his budget address.
Tyranny requires your fear and your silence and your compliance. Democracy requires your courage.
These comments deeply concern me, and they do not fall on deaf ears.
State Representative Ann Ahern, one of the Republican lawmakers who recently filed impeachment papers against Pritzker, stating he's inciting violence and that it is incompatible with the duties of his office.
The governor, he needs to, look in the mirror. And
Pritzker denies he's called Republicans Nazis. However, his spokesman says he has been making comparisons.
I have never called Republicans Nazis.
I'm glad you cleared that up because there are some.
Well, that's what they'd like to say. They're lying. They're lying.
When you compare Republicans to Nazis, to the fascist movement in the 1930s and to Adolf Hitler, that is tantamount to the same thing.
State Representative Nyberg acknowledges it is not likely the impeachment papers he filed are going to move forward. However, he says that doesn't mean the governor should not be held accountable. Ann,
thank you.